Okay, what's going on out there, ladies and gents? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not the New England Patriots should bring back Brandin Cooks in free agency. That's right, because as you people know, I've been reading a report on Boston.com, yes, the website that talked about potential free agent targets for the New England Patriots this offseason. And if I'm being honest here, I wouldn't mind us bringing back Brandin Cooks, because as you guys remember, Brandin Cooks, he was a beast for us in 2017, especially as a deep threat. Like, that's one thing that I feel like the Patriots have been missing ever since Brady left in 2020, is just them just not having a deep threat, because that's really what I think the New England Patriots need, is just the lack of a deep threat is a big reason why I think our offense has really been struggling, especially this past season. Like, it seemed like we don't have any good receivers that can run routes or just catch passes to sustain drives, because that's been the biggest issue with the New England Patriots this past season, is our inability to keep drives alive. I feel like our knack of just constantly going 3 and outs on nearly every goddamn opening drive and opening snap. Like, it's so frustrating watching this Patriots offense play that it makes you realize here we really need to go after a star receiver. And Brandin Cooks, in my eyes, he's a star receiver because he was good for us. And, you know, I really don't like the idea of Bill Belichick trading him after the 2017 season, even though we did win the Super Bowl the next year, despite us losing to the Eagles in that Super Bowl. But I'm gonna just say this: I think we would have beaten the Eagles if Malcolm Butler wasn't benched. I will always believe that, because obviously, it just doesn't make sense that Bill Belichick would bench Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl. But that's a whole nother story for another video. This is mainly about Brandin Cooks, because obviously after the 2017 season, so heading into the 2018 offseason, Bill Belichick traded Brandin Cooks, I think, what was it, to the LA Rams? Where did we trade him? I believe it was the Rams. I don't remember, but I believe we traded him to the Rams. I think the only reason why Bill Belichick traded Brandin Cooks is obviously because he didn't want to pay him, much like how he didn't want to pay Chandler Jones when Chandler Jones wanted to get paid like Von Miller, and Bill said, nah, we're trading you. I guess maybe was the same thing with Brandin Cooks, is that Bill Belichick didn't want to pay him and we traded him. But obviously, I imagined he would cost the Patriots somewhere between the line of $20 to $30 million in salary cap. So I guess you could say that's a lot for a receiver that's going to be for a receiver that's 29 years old. But I mean, if you think about it, if Brandin Cooks, if he can still, you know, run a deep routes, and if he can still catch those passes, then I would honestly say that the Patriots, they should just re-sign him. They should just sign him, or maybe make a trade for him. So in all honesty, I mean, 25 to 30 million, it's a lot, I think, for a receiver that's 29 years old. But I mean, if you think about it, if that's one option the Patriots have, then I'd say they should just make the deal and acquire Brandin Cooks or land him in New England again, because I guarantee you he would be way better than any of our current receivers that we have, because my goodness, our receivers just are not good enough to half of these receivers on the Patriots, let alone half the players on the offensive roster, I feel like should be either cut or traded. That's right, because I mean, the players we've got on our offensive roster currently, they're just not good. And unless we want to win a Super Bowl, what we have to do, or in other words, unless we want to challenge the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes for, you know, control of the AFC, and, you know, unless we want to win another Super Bowl, then we will need to make some major offensive changes on the roster, you know? Like, yeah, that's what should be our number priority this offseason, is just focusing on offense. So to sum things up, I would say, if we have enough in salary cap, if it's not going to kill our salary cap, then I'd say bring back Brandin Cooks. So yeah, that's the video.